Sci-Fi.
Hey everybody, welcome to Real Life Sci-Fi with Wade and Willie. I'm Wade.
I'm Willie.
This is a podcast about the paranormal and contemporary mythology. Join us on patreon.com/reallifesci-fi for access to 2 bonus episodes a week, video feeds, and more. And visit RealLifeSci-Fi.show. We've got a bunch of different links on there. T-shirts. Is our T-shirts on there, Willie?
Yeah, they're on there. Well, I guess it's time to make some new ones.
Hey, you heard it from Willie. If you want to draw us some new ones, please do. Let's welcome aboard the SSRLSF. She's a narrative director of the video game Pamali. Now she's working on the upcoming title, The Lingering Last Customer. Ni Madi Mira Wardhandingsih. Sorry. We're going to call you Mira because I'm so sorry. But
it's fine.
Ni Madi Mira Wardhandingsih. I forgot a K in there.
But Wardhandingsih, there's no K there. Wardhandingsih.
But thank you for being here. And our producer Nalut set this up, and Nalut is here with us. So if you hear a fourth voice, go ahead, say hello, Nalut.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Hi. So nice to see you guys. Kind of nervous here.
Don't be nervous. It's fine.
We had my first international podcast. I've done local podcasts, but this is the first time, so I'm very nervous right now.
Well, we're dumb Americans, and I'm sure it's going to be the easiest podcast you've ever done. We don't know what we're talking about. So this video game, when did Pamali come out? 2018?
Yeah, we first released it 2018 for the first chapter. So we have 4 chapters for Pamali. So we released Pamali for 2 years. So it's every 6 months we release a new chapter.
So, but it's a horror game?
You can get it on Steam. And if you want to see some videos of people having some funny jump scares, you can look for people getting scared of this game. You're cleaning up this house and it mixes old world with new world beliefs. And I'll let you say more, but it's pretty good. I didn't play it. I watched a bunch of gameplay of it. And then I also watched the movie. They made a movie based on the game. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we got adapted into a movie here in Indonesia because it's quite viral here, the game in Indonesia, because there's not a lot of game that brings up Indonesian mythologies, and we Indonesian kind of get over proud of it. So we got viral over it. So Pamali is we want to show the world, basically the global players, what is it to live like an Indonesian and then something fucked up happened to you while you are just living your life. So basically it's very relatable to Indonesians, but for probably for you guys or for other international players, it's more oh, what is this? And it's fun to see their reactions actually.
So you're the narrative director, so you're kind of that's the head of story, right? Did you kind of craft, so you crafted out the entire arc of the whole game and everything?
Yeah, I did. I did the initial theme. I did Pamali is actually the closest English word that we can have to Pamali is taboo. Actually, it's not very it's not direct translation, whereas taboo is just more thing you cannot do, but Pamali is more thing you cannot do, and then you will get consequences over it. So when I create that story, I want to show here is what we live through the entire life in Indonesia. So because we kind of governed with fear and stuff.
All the time?
Not really though, but when we grew up, when we were little, our parents going to control us and then say don't do that, it's a Pamali, you will get kidnapped by a ghost, and then we will not do that anymore because we're scared. So
this is just being a lazy parent, really. Just I'll scare the children into not doing the things that I don't want them to do. We got sometimes that too. We got nursery rhymes and stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes the Pamali is not all about ghosts though. Sometimes it's very ridiculous rules. Just you cannot sit directly in front of the door because you will not get a wife or a husband if you do so. yeah, it's like weird stuff like that. Or you cannot like eat directly from a bowl because it's dirty, but they say that if you eat directly from the bowl, you will get rashes on your face or stuff like that. It's like kind of
Well,
ridiculous.
I have two questions about those two things.
Oh,
How
yeah.
close to the door? There's a door right there.
Standing directly on the door, like
Okay.
so people cannot get through the door. That's
Right, because
why,
that's rude.
yeah.
So now, but
Yeah.
now you will be killed. Now you'll be killed.
You're
by
not going to
ghosts
have
because
a
of-
husband or a wife. Yeah.
Yeah, but you cannot
And
get
then when you when you say directly out of the bowl, do you mean just like a normal serving bowl? You can't eat out of that?
because here in Indonesia, it's like very Asian thing.
Right.
You share a bowl with your family. So it's
Okay.
like one big bowl. So if you eat it directly from there, it's kind of dirty and kind of rude.
It's
So
like
yeah,
double
that's why.
dipping, right?
Yeah, it's like double.
100%. That's why I hate family style, man. You get all these people sticking their gross forks in your orange chicken. I mean, that's just what happened to me the last time I went to Chi Dynasty.
Oh, yeah.
So first, let's talk about the movie. Like, how were you involved in that process at all, or did you get any like sweet kickbacks from? I mean, are you doing all right? Are you rich now because they made a whole movie and everything?
The deal was done in like 2019, and it's like only for like 5 years, and it's like just like one buying thing kind of contract, like
Right.
it's yeah, but they gave us like ticket royalties, so it's good. But it's not.
Whoa,
It's
they
not
did?
for. Well, they did. It's
You
kind
got
of
a
like
piece
great.
of the tickets? That's amazing.
yeah. So it's kind of it's a good contract. It's a good contract.
They would never do that in Hollywood. In Hollywood, you wouldn't get anything for that stuff.
Really?
That's great. Good
Oh,
job.
yeah.
No. You would have to have like a really good contract to get any. That's like, holy shit. And the movie did good. And like it's made by reputable people and everything, right?
Yeah. So
Do you think that it encapsulated the vision that you kind of like you set the kind of ground floor, you made the game, you took the whole thing through, and now you've got these other creative people coming in and like kind of like reinventing your vision. So like how did you feel about that?
So at first, of course, I was scared because I was
Right.
that kind of I was that kind of snob who really hates adaptations because it's like kind of right. It's kind of like
Totally.
kill the.
I think you're completely warranted to have that fear for sure.
In the first movie, I was really, really into like I tried to like talk to the directors and the writers in the writers' room. Like I really drilled them hard on like it's okay if you want to change some things because it's hard when you like adapting 1-to-1 from a game that has a lot of limitations because we don't even have character there. It's like just you as a main character. It's going to be so
Right.
hard to get it adapted to a film, especially a film that is trying to appeal for a general public here in Indonesia. So it's going to be hard. So I think like it's not fair for me if I want to like force the production house to keep the authenticity or keep like make it 1-to-1 from the game. But I really want them to like still capture the atmosphere, the horror, like the theme of Pamali itself, like the story.
What did you think? Did they do all right?
I think they did it perfectly, actually. Like I've
good.
seen like a lot of other adaptations, but actually there isn't a lot of game to movie adaptations here in Indonesia, but mostly it's like book to movies adaptation, and they butchered that up. And like it's totally wrong. The characterization is wrong, and everything is like, what is this? It's not even the film. It's not the story that our initial fans love. But with the movie adaptation, they cater to the original player and also to the moviegoers in Indonesia. So I think it's fine. I'm happy with it.
How did they tackle the main character problem? Is there like a leading man or woman who's like the sort of audience surrogate?
We do have other characters, but it's in the game, it's more just like sound or like just text, or just like they're just mentioned in the game, but in the movie they changed something. They changed the relationships of the characters so that they can put the characters in the movie. And sometimes they put other character from the different titles, like from the second chapter, they put it in the first chapter and stuff like that.
They did a really good job, and I like that they had. And I didn't play the second any other parts of the games. I just watched some of the first stuff, and like they did a good job of paralleling the old world story of his family when he was a kid, and then him and his new wife are cleaning out the house so they can sell it. So I mean, it's pretty good.
What I really love from the production house, from the crew, is that the writers, the directors, the producers play the game over and over again to really capture the essence of the story. So that's why I'm okay with them changing several things, because they actually play the game first. They try to understand the game first, then they analyze it, which can be a very, very respectful to my work, actually. So that's why I'm happy.
For sure. Yeah. Well, cool. And then what's this upcoming game that you're working on, The Lingering? What's that about?
So if Pamali is like, we focus on that taboo, but for now, for The Lingering is still Indonesian, but it's like urban legend, short urban legend that people experience here. And
what do you got out there? Because we got urban legends out here that I'm sure are like wildly different than yours. Like, what's like the main urban legend that you use?
Mostly women ghosts, like kuntilanak, or like female who wore white dress, long hair, haunting you. And sometimes, it's typical. But the very famous one from Indonesian childhood story is like every school has their own Mr. Gepeng. It's called Mr. Gepeng. In English, it's called Crushed Man. It's more like Googie Man of Indonesia. They have like very different version of this Mr. Gepeng thing. Basically, this guy was crushed by an elevator. So by the elevator door, he got killed and then crushed. And then the building got turned into the school. And then Mr. Gepeng would haunt the toilets. But they can be called by pressing numbers like 666, 666, or like 222, 222, or 00000. And then he will call you. And then you can like ask him for like any wishes in exchange for your sanity or your soul, stuff like that.
Oh, every single school. It's just the devil.
Yeah, but every school would have that Mr. Gepeng story. So
what was the variation of your school? Like what was interesting about your guy, your Mr. Gepeng?
Mr. Gepeng would haunt the girls' stalls, the girls' toilet, in the third stall, because it's always locked. I still don't know why it's locked, actually, to this point. I still don't know. I think it's just like faulty or stuff. I don't know. But so there's the Mr. Gepeng. Yeah. And then like it says that the seniors played, like Ouija board, but here it's called Jelangkung. They played there, and then they got possessed, and then they got expelled. I don't know. I don't understand. I was 9 at that time, so I don't really get it. I just know that several seniors got expelled because they play with ghosts. I don't get it.
When does The Lingering come out? And it's also The Lingering : Last Customer. So has there already been a Lingering, and now this is like a new version of it?
No. So this is going to be the first from the series. It's going to be the debut title. And this is actually based on my best friend's story. When she got into a spa parlor. It's very famous here in Indonesia. So if you got like tired or stuff, you just go to like massage parlor and then you got a massage. But she got there very late at night, and then the building was actually used to be a colonial building that has been there since like the 1800s. And there used to be a haunted ambulance there. If they tried to move the ambulance somewhere, it came back. But they finally got like a priest, and then he prayed away the ghost, and then they can move the ambulance, and then they turned the building into a spa. And then she got into the spa, but turns out the one who massaged her is, there's something happened there. I cannot spoil it.
No spoilers. No
No,
spoilers. Got it.
So it's
And this
based
is your
on that
friend.
story.
And did you clear it with your friend? Because in the comedy world, sometimes you can steal a joke and it turns out very badly. So did you clear it with your friend? I hope so.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. All right. Well, hey, speaking of all this creepy stuff, we do something on the show called the WOW scale.
Wow scale. Are you a Wade or are you a Willy?
It stands for Wade or Willy. It's a 5-question quiz. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. At the end of the 5 questions, I'll grade you anywhere between 0 and 5. If you're more of a 0, you're more of a Wade. If you're more of a 5, you're more of a Willy. Are you ready to be Wade on the WOW scale?
Yes.
All right. First question, 3-parter. Do you believe in aliens? If so, have they visited Earth? If so, have they visited Earth in the last 300 years?
No, and no.
Oh,
I don't really believe in aliens.
Oh, shit.
I think they're stupid. I'm so sorry.
You think they're
fine.
stupid? You just wait until the aliens make themselves known, and then who will be stupid? Ghosts. You must kind of believe in ghosts, right?
Yeah, I do. I really believe in ghosts, though.
Because you've been programmed to, because your parents were telling you there was ghosts since you were old
Yeah,
enough to
and
stand
also,
in front of a door.
I don't know if I was hallucinating at the time, but I saw one too. I experienced those ghosts.
Can you tell us that story succinctly? Like, where were you? How did this happen?
Yeah, I was actually working on the game, on Pamali, the first Pamali. So at that time, we were on crunch. So we stay very late until like 1 to 2 a.m. in the office. So in Indonesia, there is a belief if you say the name of the ghost over and over again, it's calling them, they're going to come to you. And then we keep talking about the ghost. We keep talking about the ghost. The ghost name is Kuntilanak, by the way. So we keep calling her, we keep calling her name and then stuff like that. And then suddenly there's a laughter, like stuff like that, But we didn't play any music, and then there's only the 2 of us in the office, and then typical stuff like lights comes off, and then like the poltergeist thing suddenly, like the glass suddenly dropped and then smashed on the floor, stuff like that, and then we just ran away. And so stuff like that, So
in the game, the ghost has like a giggle and does poltergeist stuff. It feels like a manifest of all the things you wrote about the ghost. That's crazy.
That's right. And also, like my family, my mother's family is actually, they have these shamanic abilities to call ghosts, and it is like passed down to my family, but I don't get that power. My sister got that power, so she can see ghosts, and she usually
lords it over you constantly, just like, hey, look at that guy.
Or suddenly she would like grab me so hard because she says there's a grandmother who is trying to kill us and stuff like that. I don't get it, but yeah.
Is she older than you?
Yeah, she's older than me.
Yeah, so she got all the power. She soaked up all the power, and you got nothing.
Yeah, I'm
Typical
happy with it.
Older
though.
siblings, dude. All right.
I don't know if
question.
she's trying to. Okay, go.
Oh no, what?
I don't know if she's
if you
trying
want to defend
to.
your sister, go ahead. No, I think she sucks. I think your sister sucks.
Yeah.
All right, third question.
I don't know.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot? No.
Do you
I think
guys
it's just
have
an
a
animal.
Bigfoot?
No, we don't.
Like, you don't have a specific
Is the
Bigfoot
Yeti
in
close
Indonesia?
enough? Like, do you hear Yeti more than Bigfoot?
Yeah, but not really. But we do have giant stories here in Indonesia, but it's more like because we used to be a Hindu country, there are a lot of Hindu kingdoms in prehistoric Indonesia. So we kind of like treat it as like deity rather than monsters, the giants. So yeah.
All right.
So I don't know.
So no on Bigfoot. All right.
No,
Would you
no
say
on
it's just an
Bigfoot.
animal?
Yeah, I think it's just like animal that is not yet identified. I don't know.
Okay, so now we're getting a little American centric, maybe just Western centric,
Okay.
because I'm not even sure. Are you familiar with Illuminati?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you believe in an Illuminati, like a power that's kind of like in the shadows taking over the world?
Well, yes and no, because I tried to read about it, but I don't really understand it. So I cannot say more. I cannot say anything about it because I don't really understand it, you know. Like I think it's more like conspiracy thing, but it's a conspiracy that I don't really understand yet because it's too complicated.
What's your government like?
Shitty.
Corrupt?
Yeah, corrupted, shitty, and yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of that, only I think Americans had to invent like a boogeyman sort of figure to think that the government wasn't corrupt. I honestly think that's what it was. Americans were like, well, our government can't be corrupt. We're USA. And but
There's
I
just
think
a
it's
few
just
bad
corruption.
ones running everything. The rest of them are really trying to be good.
Oh, okay. No, some people are just bad, man. And sadly,
Yeah.
the governments are full of bad people. So yeah.
Psychopaths.
I know.
So we're gonna put you in A for that. I mean, we could say no, but like, I don't know. All right, last
Yeah.
question, fifth question on the WoW scale: the multiverse. Do you believe that there could be an actual multiverse?
No, for that is a hard no because it's
Hard no.
another stupid thing for me. Like it's just a very science fiction-y. Sorry again, but I do believe in reincarnation.
I don't think reincarnation gets you any more points because I think I believe in reincarnation. Willie, do you believe in reincarnation?
I do believe in a version of it. I don't think anybody has it nailed down that has a definition for
I think I would like to
different animals.
avoid reincarnation. I think that reincarnation happens and I want to avoid it at all costs. So if anyone has tips, you're a 1 on the WoW scale, so that makes you more of a Wade. Congratulations.
Yay!
Welcome to
Thank
Team Wade.
you. Thank you, Team Wade.
Get out of here. What are you doing on the show?
Oh, so Willie believed in aliens and conspiracy
Yeah, he
things.
believes it all. He believes it all. If you have
Oh,
questions, ask him for sure.
yeah.
But in the meantime, let's get to the topic. Willie, hit us with the topic.
Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi, Pamali, a term rooted in Indonesian culture that refers to a set of traditional taboos, superstitions, and beliefs passed down through generations. These practices, often tied to spirituality and respect for nature, shape daily life, rituals, and even architecture in many Indonesian communities. Join us as we explore the origins, significance, and modern-day relevance of Pamali and how these age-old customs continue to influence lives today. Tonight on Real Life Sci-Fi. My mom grew up in the Philippines, and as a kid, she told us about the vampires that lived in the mountains, and I was always like, mom, whatever. And then her sisters said, yo, no, they're real. So then I was like, oh shit, what is all this stuff? So I was very freaked out as a kid, believed in ghosts, believed in everything as a kid, and I guess I still do.
If I may circle back to the Pamali discussion about the game, I really loved the game, really brought me back, and I really like the movie. It's a great movie and definitely the best that I can think of as an adaptation. And I mean, even they did Dread Out recently. Pamali is way better. No shade for Dread Out, but
I mean,
Pamali
that's
really,
shade,
really
dude.
great.
You just like threw straight shade. Like you can't say no shade after just like throwing shade.
But really,
Thank
the
you,
game is fantastic. You did an amazing job, and I didn't know about the mechanics. That it was basically a way to teach, the culture, and it really blew me away. And especially the gecko sound. I was speaking with the other people. Wow, that brought me
What's
back.
the gecko sound? Do an impression of it.
Well, it's like
No, it's actually.
No. It's kind of, they say the name Gecko. It's like Gecko.
Oh, the toke one. Oh yeah, toke, like that, right?
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
That's not
Every
scary.
time,
Is
every
that what it's
time
like?
I
It just
ate.
goes okay. That's not
Oh,
scary.
it wasn't about being scary. I loved that.
Oh.
Was surrounded by the sound when I was in Bali, and
Oh,
also
got it.
yeah,
Mhm.
also frogs. The sound of the frog at 8 p.m. every time was amazing. It really brought me back. So congratulations, because you nailed that. That was great game. The movie was fantastic. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm done. But
Thank
amazing.
you.
No.
Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so touched. Okay, thank you so much.
She's so happy. Oh, I wanted to ask, because you were talking to the writers and the director, did you get a credit on the movie?
Yes, but it's
What was your
more like
title?
right no. It's more like special thanks to. It's not really like
Okay.
the
All
credit.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
do
think
me
I
a
have the
favor.
screenshot.
Wait, what?
I think I have the screenshot of the credits.
It has you as writer. Yeah.
Yeah, writer.
Whoa, dude. No wonder
Awesome.
you're getting
Yeah, so-
residuals. Now I get
Yeah.
it. But anyway, this is the question. You made this whole game based on this. I'm trying to think of like what's the word, Willie, for like these stories in what is that, because your Philippine stories, are they called,
Well,
I'm trying to think of
it's
the word for like the American version of those.
right. I think it's too many things, because it's taboos, superstitions, and beliefs. Because taboos is specifically what you're not supposed to talk about. Superstitions is you believe something will happen because you did something, and like theirs is like both of those, and it's deeply rooted in the beliefs. And it's weird because and I'm reading this, you guys can tell me more, but like Indonesia has
well
6
go
different
on.
religions, and there's a lot of overlap of the different religions, and it's mostly Muslim.
Yes.
And so like I know the Philippines was really a lot of Catholic. I know they have different religions too, but a lot of it was based in Catholicism. But that's just classic ghost stuff. But you guys have what
Well, I
religion
just wanted to ask Mira, like,
Mhm.
do you actually believe in these things, or is it more just like a fun playground to like
folklore?
toil
That's
in?
probably a closer word, right?
Yeah, probably the closest one is folklore, but it is also, yeah, belief is also, yeah, it's like just like what Willie said, it's like a jumble of mix of everything. Because it's not really believed as belief. What is it like? It's not our ultimate belief, but we kind of believe it so that nothing bad will happen to us. But if we believe it too much, it will be called a blasphemy to the religions. So yeah,
Right.
it's more like a folklore,
But
folklores. I don't.
do you believe it? Like, do you practice Nula just showed us some, I don't know if this is the same culture. I think it is,
Mhm.
right? Like he's got this bag. What's the
Yeah,
bag, Nula?
yeah. Well, it's nails and air, basically. It's
What's
talisman.
it called though?
It's
Is
a
it, does it
talisman
have a
for
name?
protection.
I do bring scissors everywhere because I'm scared of.
Yeah, I have a collection of scissors at home. So
Yeah.
What are scissors gonna do? We're talking about ghosts.
protection. Basically,
For protection. So yeah, because I go home late at night, yeah. So I bring scissors in my like clothes or sometimes in my bag. Like I
Can you
have a
not
lot
buy
of
a
scissors.
knife?
I don't know. It has to be specifically scissors. I
Mhm.
don't get it too. Yeah, or it's like pins for newborns. It's like scissors, pins, and onions, like shallots, stuff kind of that to
Yeah.
protect the babies. So I kind of believe, but
I
not
think
really
the
believe
onion,
it.
that's just to eliminate the smell of the baby shitting itself all the time.
No. And also, yeah, like pregnant women cannot like cut their hair and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
Or
let's
what?
go through the list.
of.
Let's go through the list of some of the things, because like some of them, I mean, like I think to like American audiences, there definitely things that like are out of left field for us, like whistling at night.
Yeah. Yeah, we cannot do that at all. I really like I don't want to do that. Like I will force myself. I will get angry at people who whistle at night because it's scary. It calls for ghosts. It's no, and it's also it's very noisy at night if you do that, and also it's creepy. I just feel it's creepy. I don't like
Do you
it.
guys
It
have
it gives me
problems with
goosebumps.
is there a lot of people who will just walk around whistling at night?
Yeah, not really. I don't know.
I don't
Right,
in
there's like-
America. I don't feel like I've ever heard anyone whistle at any
There's like
time. In fact,
rebel-
I've been told not to whistle in the middle of the day. People in America hate whistling.
Oh, yeah. I think because Indonesian people like they have this, very sleazy and like go to lucky kind of thing. We don't really like work hard kind of style, We like that's why we usually sing while we work or whistle while we work. But nowadays, if people are caught whistling while they work, they think they're lazy. So probably it stems from that. But
I have a
yeah, I don't know.
question. You're inside right now. Could you whistle now, or is even inside you can't whistle?
You can, but I don't want to.
No, so you can't. I mean, I'm
You
saying
can
you
though,
can,
but
sure, but you can't.
Wait, I remember a story like when I was a kid. Basically, some other kids were whistling and they were making fun of me because I didn't know how, and they tried to teach me, but I basically said that I didn't want to because I didn't want to upset the spirits. Was also because I really didn't know how to do it, and I was kind of
You're
but
recovering.
I
get it.
remember, yeah, I remember literally using the line to get out of the situation.
they accept that lie though. They accept that.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
So
no,
they were,
I get
okay,
it.
they were tolerant. I can't whistle anymore. I could whistle when I was a kid, but I can't anymore. But Willie, don't. I know that you want to whistle, but it's nighttime for all of us, so please don't. Okay?
I know, right? The global world has changed all of the superstitions because it's nighttime somewhere.
It really is a superstition, right? I mean, that's sort of what it is. Like in America, we have don't walk underneath a ladder, which just seems like common sense. Do you guys have that one?
Yeah, we cannot open umbrellas indoor.
We got that one. We got that one.
Yeah, I was about to say that one because I know it's shared.
That's the one. For whatever
What about,
reason, umbrellas
breaking a
went
mirror?
multinational. What about what?
Yeah,
Breaking
breaking yes, breaking mirrors. We have that too. It's
you
very
get
bad
seven.
luck.
You get 7 years bad luck, or it's just bad luck?
It's just bad luck in general.
Ours is specifically 7 years, which is crazy.
Why?
Who knows? Because I guess when you're a kid, 7 years feels like a lifetime, and then you get old and you're like, yeah, I can handle 7 years. Bring it on. I got 7 years bad luck without breaking a mirror. So I feel like I should be able to break a bunch of mirrors for the amount of bad luck that I've had in my life. I feel like I have a surplus of bad luck, and I should be able to break as many mirrors as I want. Right?
I know. I break mirrors and I walk under ladders all the time at work, and people get
Really?
so mad.
Willie is an affront too. That's why I had to tell him not to whistle, because I know he wants to poke the bear of these.
Yeah. In Indonesia, we call that personality sompral. Sompral. So if people like tries to poke the bear, who tries to poke the bear for fun, they do it sompral. It's called sompral here in Indonesia.
Sompral?
It is also
Sompral.
Pamali. It is also a thing in the game. If you do certain thing, you see like if
I
you
did
do
see
this
that. I was wondering.
anger in the
Yeah. If you do that intentionally and like you try to like make fun of the ghost, try to like, hey, devil, it's me, like that.
I just want to say that the breaking a mirror 7 years comes from ancient Roman culture, where they believed that a mirror reflected one soul. The number 7 represented a complete life cycle, meaning damaging a mirror was seen as damaging your soul and would result in misfortune for a period of 7 years. It represented the time it would take for your soul to renew itself after being disrupted by the broken mirror.
They say that about skin cells and human cells, right? Don't they? Isn't it every 7 years we've got like all new cells in our body?
I think it's 7 months. I think it's very short.
On that topic, magical mirror are a thing in Indonesia. For instance, the kuntilanak. Well, not in Pamali, but there are some story about the kuntilanak coming out from mirrors, for instance.
Yeah, there are some stories like that.
What does that creature look like?
Like a lady ghost. Sorry, you go.
Oh, yeah, it's like typical female ghost with long hair, pale skin, white dress, blood everywhere. Yeah, typical.
Blood everywhere except for the white dress? Is it a blood-stained white dress?
Sometimes it's blood-stained, sometimes it's dirty. Oh, but there are so many variations of kuntilanak too, by the way. There are red kuntilanak, there are white kuntilanak, there are black kuntilanak. So the weakest one is the white ones, and then the strongest one will be the black one. The red one is very vicious and angry version of it.
I mean, that's like a video game mechanic right there. Just like first level, slashing through the white ones. Easy.
We've got knocking on wood. Do you guys have knocking on wood?
It's not a Pamali, but we do knock on woods if we want. It's called it's like more of a tribal thing, a Sundanese thing, like a tribe here in Indonesia. And if you like say bad stuff, and then you immediately knock on wood and say amin amin.
They think that's where that stems from
here.
for us too. You knock on wood, probably from old tree spirits. You knock on wood to prevent jinxing from happening.
Right?
That's right. That's right.
So they think it was from just old nature,
like pre-religion sort of.
Yeah.
They just spread that around, and we all still. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Pre-religion is like getting us...
for reals. Whenever something Wicca or some old pre-religion thing comes up, just like the celebration at Christmas time, like happened before.
Oh, the pagan stuff.
Religion, yeah.
Right.
The funniest one that I see is tell me about this, pointing at rainbows.
Yeah, I don't get it too when I made that. When I found that out, I was like, what is this idiotic thing? Like,
so that's
I
not
was
a prevalent one. You didn't even know about that one.
Yeah, it's not really a famous one. So, but
okay.
But more on pointing, it's more like which finger are you using for pointing things?
Which run us through the individual fingers and what they each mean.
So typically people are pointing using this pointer finger, right? So it's called pointer finger. But in Indonesia, it's very, very rude. If you want to like point things, you use this thumb like this. Oh yeah,
that's
over there.
insane. That's so crazy.
Wow. Have you heard of in the Philippines a lot of? I think it's just moms point with their lips. Oh, get the remote. Have you seen that? Have you seen that before?
Yeah. My mom did that.
Did she?
Mom, auntie, yeah.
Did your parents throw sandals at you? Because I hear that's a big thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
They didn't throw sandals, but they threw books at me.
Books?
And like rice scoop.
The rice spoon.
Yeah,
I got a lot of wooden spoons thrown at me.
Just thrown?
Never books, but other stuff, yes.
Books, because I was a very, very hard learning. No, I don't really enjoy studying, so my mother would like got mad at me and then like,
I got hit with a meat tenderizer one time, and like it hurt, but it didn't make me cry. But I fake cried because I was just so offended by that. The meat tenderizer is like the meanest looking tool.
Dude, a meat tender. I mean, that sounds like abuse, Willie. That doesn't sound like a cultural thing. It just sounds like abuse. Did you guys get spanked? Do you have spankings? Or did you just get thrown books at?
No, we don't do spank, but pinching. Pinching is like very, pinching is
Where
more
do they
like
pinch you?
Like hands, arms here.
Like on the fat of your arm or whatever?
Yeah, there, typically. But maybe because because I'm a girl. For boys, for my friends who are boys, they got spanked.
Oh,
and
really?
They got belted. Yeah, they got belted and they got spanked. But for girls, typically rice rice spoon and then like pinching typically.
Yeah, we got that. My mom would be in the front seat, and me, my sister, my brother, I'll be trying to block her pinching because she'd reach back and pinch our knees, like, knock it off back there. Whoa.
Yeah, like the small pinches, the most hurtful one, like they do that to us.
Well, it also it can come out of nowhere. I feel like a spanking you got to like get ready for, right? Like when my parents were like, "We're gonna spank you," it didn't come out of nowhere. It's more the threat of spanking, but the pinch you could just do that just at any point, just like pew 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 pew, pinching all my kids. Stay in line, kids. That's terrifying because pinching sucks.
This is a big one that
I will take the pinching instead.
Instead of the beating with a meat mallet.
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to try something new,
I don't know, like anybody can get some good leverage for a pinch. That's the whole thing. Like,
Mom's got strong hands, dude. What's the next one?
Cutting nails at night. I've never heard of this. But this is a big thing in the game and the movie.
Yeah. It's a very big thing here too in Indonesia. We try to avoid cutting our nails at night. And for some Muslims, they typically do it on Friday because it's like a holy day for them. So they typically like cut their hair or like cut their nails on Friday. But for general public, it's more like they avoid it at night. Typically, they say it's like you can make your parents die young.
Wow.
I don't get it.
Well, but what if you're 40 and your parents are 80?
I don't know.
Then bets are off. I mean, I'll be fine if I clip my nails if you guys die. I don't know. We have a similar thing to that. We have step on a crack, break your mama's back. Like when you're walking down the sidewalk and there's a crack in the sidewalk, you're not supposed to step on cracks because it'll break your mama's back. That's like a child thing. There's no real fear behind it. Yeah. Step on a line, break your father's spine.
Oh, it's more like rhyming thing, yeah.
It's very rhyming. It's whimsical in the agony.
You guys love that rhyming stuff. It's not really a rhyme.
Can't get enough of it. Right? Enough of it. Well, that's why we created hip hop.
Oh, yeah. Also,
yeah, the rhyming makes the kids sing it, and then like, oh, better not fucking do that. We know this shit.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like nursery rhymes and stuff. Those are all kind of like forewarning, foreboding, kind of like they sound nice, but it's all about people dying and things not to do, right? The baby gets swept out the window or something. What happens if a pregnant woman cuts her hair? What's the problem with that? Does the baby die?
Either the baby died or the baby will be deformed.
Deformed physically?
Typically physically. Yeah, physically.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Does that count for all hair or just head hair?
Head hair. Typical head hair. Yeah.
Do you guys have do you have a thing with hair? Do you have like that there's a power to hair or anything like that?
Because the hair is on the head, and in Indonesian belief, the head is the like the most important part, like the holiest part or some sort, and then like the hair is the crown of the head. So typically we cannot like do very, very bad stuff on it. So yeah.
There was an urban legend that we used to have, which was if you pulled a nose hair, you could get brain damage.
Oh,
do you remember
really?
that one, Willie?
No,
I think that was just because it hurts and you shouldn't do it, but I love it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Wait, Willie, you never heard that one? I swear that's a thing. You never heard that? Oh. Because I think kids thought that the hair went straight to the brain from your nose. I'm sorry, it's kind of disgusting.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, we don't have that kind of thing here in Indonesia. Yeah, no.
The last one that I found, you guys might have more, but just sweeping the floor at night.
Yeah, sweeping the floor at night. So there are also a lot of things that we cannot do late at night, like taking a bath, sweeping floors, washing dishes, cutting our nails, cooking. Yes, or like sewing. We cannot do that late at night. I think it's because at that time, like Indonesia don't really have a lot of electricity. Even until now, there are a lot of like light outs. So we use like camphor oil or like what is it like oil lamps, and it's
Yeah,
not as
kerosene.
bright as a kerosene type thing like that, and it's not really as bright as electricity. And if you do those stuff, it's going to hurt yourself. I think it stems from that, but there are a lot of things, a lot of taboos from in late night. Like you cannot even wash your hair late at night. It's going to like either inviting ghosts, either like killing your family, either like proving yourself that you're a witch, stuff like that.
Compared to your parents, how much stronger or weaker is the belief? Like, do you hold on to these still? Do you like wash your hair at night?
For me, at least now, I don't really believe those anymore. Even sometimes I cut my nails at night, but I would feel very guilty about it. But I still, because I don't have time to do it at
Yeah.
daylight, Like, so yeah, I just cut it at night. But and after that, I would like pray so hard and then like trying to like do good stuff so that my family wouldn't get bad luck. But yeah, it's definitely getting weaker, the Pamali here in Indonesia. But it's still very, very strong in rural areas or like villages.
That's
Still
kind of
strong.
my question is like, do you think that's just a watering down of culture? Like
I
in
think
in
so.
as a
Mm,
whole, I mean, like, are you less cultural than like your parents? And then is the next
mm,
generation less cultural than you? And are
yeah.
we all just speeding toward like a fucking materialistic death?
Yeah, I think so. And also, it's more like from what I experience here, like those folklore or those norms comes from before religion era, like prehistoric Indonesians, like the pagans and stuff. And when religions came into Indonesia, those things are labeled blasphemous. So the strongest the religions we have now, it's like the less cultural we got. So yeah, it's kind of sad
That's
sometimes to see
interesting. So
that.
it's not even a science thing, it's just more different rules coming in and going
Mm,
like, no,
yeah,
this is the thing.
yeah. So like God didn't tell us to do that, so it's blasphemous. So yeah, things like that.
I don't want to bring the discussion down, but I think I mentioned last episode with like off with Willie and Wade about my
Mm,
uncle in Bali. He
mm.
died during, it was taking a bath at night and he died and electricity was on. Just gonna put it there.
Didn't you tell us something more nefarious than just electricity? I thought you were saying he did
Maybe I
what?
mentioned the Indiana Pura that burned down 2 times, but that's a different
I
thing.
can Okay, I'm
My
conflating
uncle,
stuff.
my uncle in Bali is unrelated to that other thing.
Mm.
But
Mm,
if you think about it, I mean, it was night, it was taking a bath, and also electricity was on. That being said, it's 5 a.m. here, and electricity is on, and I'm speaking. So
Do
I
you
don't know.
guys have the Korean fan death? It's Korean, I think, isn't it? So we only heard about this in America, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And I think it's Korea. I apologize if I'm wrong, but they will not sleep with the fan on because they think that it like sucks the
Oh,
oxygen out of the room or
Wow.
something.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah. We
Do you
got
guys
that
have
too
that?
here.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
we have
do?
that. Yeah, we do.
So you got everything.
Yeah,
You got everything that I've brought up, you have. So like
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah, we
you,
have that.
life is just like you're just like a tight wire walking through
Yeah.
like these various,
Do
but
you
you disregard
think
most of
do
them.
you think
So
it helps
Mm.
you in general have less anxiety because you're more prepared for anything to happen, or that you have more anxiety because you're worried about everything?
We definitely got more anxious though. And
it's an
yeah, it's so weird. Like, like fear mongering leads you to like more anxiety, and then it makes you more prejudiced against those who don't do that too, because you don't want to get off their bad luck. So you force them to follow what you believe. So yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes they do that to here. Like, I think that's also why it's less believed here nowadays, especially for children in the cities, because we don't want them to be too anxious and walking on eggshells.
Yeah, or it's all true, and the bad spirits are going like, yes, please make it seem like we don't exist, you know? I mean, that's part of, I just watched Nosferatu, and that's kind of his whole thing. He's like, I'm getting out of this place because they know how to like contain me with like witchcraft and stuff.
Mm,
So I'm gonna go to America where they like don't believe in that stuff, and that way I can like get them.
that's right.
So I don't know. I
but
don't know. Like, do you think these things are because they're ancient, right? And they're
mm,
seemingly around the globe. So
mm.
is there something to them? Did the people who passed these down to us actually know something? And now we're just going like, old wives' tales, and we don't believe in that stuff. And now we're just welcoming more evil.
Yeah, well, I think it's more about the modernization and stuff, because it's like just a reflection on how they used to live and how they used to, what is it like, have a relationship with other families. It's a way for them to be respectful to others. It's a way for them to like govern the society. Yeah, I think it's just a reflection of like old culture, but it's less prevalence with the rising of technologies. But I kind of like a little bit sad about the diminishing of Pamali in Indonesia, because I think it's like a very, very unique culture to us. It's very different with the taboos in America. It's very different with like the other beliefs. It's like a combination of everything. And it's, even though we don't believe it anymore, we still should know a little bit about it. But nowadays, like the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas are not really into it anymore. And they don't even know like the most famous families. And it's kind of like make me sad.
Yeah, I mean, completely, because I think like even though you can look at it and go like, I don't believe in that, so it's not true. It's fun. It's kind of fun to like have that in common with like your ancestors, right? And just like be in
Mm,
touch with like the older generations and stuff.
mm.
Yeah,
So
now we're all on the same internet.
screaming at,
My
screaming at each other.
parallel is, there's some religions that say that, forever that like don't eat pork, and I'm like, we learn now that like if you don't cook pork enough, a lot of people get sick and die from it. So maybe that was an old
Interesting.
world
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
But because some people are like, oh, pigs are dirty. I'm like, pigs are pretty clean. But where you let them live,
Yeah, but also who knows what was going through their meat? I mean, like, did they have salmonella with chicken? Like, did they have that same problem? Or has that been a developed thing through factory farming and shit? You know what I mean? So it's
right?
like
Yeah. Modernization.
so pigs, who knows? They probably just weren't cooking it right. They're like, I don't know, fucking. Then they got sick and they're like, no more pigs.
I think so too. Yeah, I believe that I believe that what had happened, and that it triggers this global phenomenon thing. So yeah, again, reflection of how they used to live.
So it's interesting though, because like you don't necessarily believe in the Pamali, but you still sort of do the things. Like I'll knock on
Mm,
wood, right?
mm,
I don't believe it at all. You're kind of the same, right? Where it's just kind of like,
mm.
well, like
If
why
it's good,
not
why
knock
not?
on
Yeah,
wood and
yeah. It's not that hard to do. If it makes good luck, then why not? Let's do it. Let's
do you
bring the
have any
good luck.
is there a good
Oh
luck
yeah.
one that you can share with
What are
us
the good
instead
luck?
of
Oh
all this
yeah,
bad
the
luck
good
stuff?
laughs. Yeah, let me think of it. It's so hard.
That's okay. I put you on the spot. Let's give you a second to think. Nalu,
Do we
you got
have
any
good luck
good
ones?
luck stuff? Good luck
Oh,
stuff?
Oh,
I
do
don't
we
know.
have
We
a good
got
luck
four-leaf
stuff?
clovers. We got
Oh yeah.
rainbows.
well,
Rainbows are supposed
well,
to be good luck.
this is basically anti-curse, and therefore it's for protection and kind of brings you luck in a way. I want to say for me, like Pamali really hit me hard because it was some sort of homesick situation and really made me, appreciate the nostalgia vibe that the old game gave. So as an adult, I think that's how and why think I still do some of these Pamali and tradition because it kind of makes me feel more like home. Kind of reminds me of when I was a kid.
Right. But you're also an expatriate. So like you're like in a different culture and you're
Yeah, yeah,
and kind of going like, see, here in America, it's like not like that. You can,
I
well,
basically
maybe
stopped when I was 10, like 11, maybe, like to go back home between
I think
Mumbai.
that's the whole point, right? I think like across all these cultures, everything that we're talking about is just like parents made up shit so that their kids wouldn't like run around, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. I really agree.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I do believe that. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
look at even the difference in how much time we had away from our parents. It's like, you better have some scary shit because we're going to make a lot of decisions without them around.
Yeah.
True.
Well, and that's probably true. I don't know what like Gen Alpha is being taught. Well, you got Moose, right? So like is he Gen Alpha or what is he?
I have no idea, but I know that
Well, what's
he's
after
never
Gen
been alone.
I think it's more than Gen Alpha at this point.
Oh, it's
Like,
so Gen Alpha is
maybe
already Gen
like
Alpha is already like going to school and shit.
Yeah, it's
Gen
beta.
it's
Beta.
beta now.
Yeah,
It's
it's
beta.
beta. Yeah,
So
it's Gen beta now.
you got a little beta cuck son. And
Beta.
have you told him any of these things to scare him away from stuff, or do you make up your own shit?
We try to have discussions about stuff. We talk about how some people believe in Jesus and try to bring up other gods too, because he heard Jesus somewhere, and I'm like, fuck, man, don't talk about Jesus without talking about Allah and everybody else. Also, we've talked about Bigfoot.
Oh, but that's bonkers. I mean, we don't have a lot of Allah followers in America. I mean, of course he's gonna hear
you
Jesus.
you do actually, but whatever.
Not in these communities that we're sending our kids. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying like Jesus is predominant. He's around. Like no one hasn't heard of he's Santa Claus, only like times 10. You guys have Santa Claus? Okay.
Yeah, we do. we do. It's
Santa
called
Claus is
Sinterklaas.
worldwide.
Yeah.
I do have a question for Mira. Speaking of scare tactics as young children, did you have like in your school perhaps? I don't even know if you're familiar with Siska Neraka, the comic book.
Oh yeah, I really yeah. I bought that comic book a lot.
Okay.
And yeah, I got scared. Like
Same.
Scared me.
It really says that like the art is something.
Yeah, it's so gore. Now that I think of it, like why would someone sell that to kids? It's very, very gore. It's very, very violent. It's Siksa Neraka. It's like hell. What is it? Hell punishment. Punishment.
Hell
Yeah,
torture,
punishment.
yeah.
Yeah, hell torture in hell.
Kids
Yeah.
are definitely obsessed with blood and death as soon as they hear about it. Like Moose asked me this question within the last year. He was like,
Mira, if you're confused, Moose is Willie's child. And
yeah. And he's
what
7.
is he? 7?
And he was like, if I took a bath in blood, would it be relaxing?
Oh wow.
Sure.
I was like, if it was warm.
I feel like any bath is relaxing unless it's at night.
If it's at night, you will be bathed with a ghost by the ghost. Yeah, stuff like so. Yeah, so basically, it's like fear mongering and stuff.
I try to tell him that
Yeah.
ghosts aren't real and that everyone's afraid, and like I don't want to say to have these little safe things in case ghosts are real, because that's anxious driving too. So I just try to have conversations that some people believe in stuff and some people don't.
But you didn't invent a new monster. Like if he's like bad at tying his shoes, like you didn't create like a new monster for like one of his things, because I swear to God, that's what all these people were doing. They're like trying to go through a door and there's a child there and they're like, get the fuck out of the way of the door, idiot. This is a doorway. We have to walk through this. So they create a monster to make it seem like you shouldn't do that. Maybe that's what it should be like. If you don't get straight A's, you're going to be haunted by a monster.
Yes.
That's a good one.
I just think it's really easy to manipulate these children. And I think it's funny that like it's prevalent, like these things, they kind of made their way around. And so I am kind of conflicted on like, is there anything behind these or was it just
Yeah, the world knows about mirrors being broken.
and umbrellas? Like when were umbrellas even like around the world, you know?
Whoa, bro. Umbrella.
You can't open that inside. What would happen for you guys if you open an umbrella inside? Because for us, it's just bad luck.
It's bad luck too.
Okay, bad luck.
But it's just bad luck. And it's just
inviting
like
disaster.
inviting disasters. But it's not, it's more like it's not just bad luck, but it's inviting disasters.
Do you think
inviting
that
disasters. Yeah.
it would that there's some sort of hippie community where they try to do the opposite, where all these things bring good luck, like if you say something nice, you're going to get good luck for the rest of your life.
That's my whole thing, and I'm wondering if you guys, because I'm over here going like everything sucks and it's all awful, but I try to be a positive thinker and stuff like that, and I'm like, why isn't there more like, hey, give yourself good luck by like doing these things?
Yeah, we tell Moose to repeat things like affirmations. Just say this every day.
What do you think of that, Mira and Nalut too? I mean, like, do you guys know what the secret is? You know what, like, positive affirmations, positive thinking, like that whole kind of like, it's kind of new agey. It's sort of like you can manifest like good things if you want good things. Is that a part of your culture at all?
As far as I know, not really, because we are more into like fear and stuff, governed with fear rather than having a positive outlook on the world. But I don't know. I'm afraid I cannot say it for all of the culture in Indonesia because there are a lot of cultures here. There are a lot of subcultures here. So from what I know, mostly we are just taught about the fierce one, the like if you don't do this, bad things will happen, and then like
It's a
it's just
horrible
about
way to live your life, right? I mean,
yeah,
isn't that
I
the worst?
know. Yeah, so at least from my generation, we are trying to like have this positive manifesting outlook. We are
Right.
trying to like decompose ourselves. We're trying to like relearn,
Deprogram.
reprogrammed ourselves to like having a more positive outlook in our lives. But yeah, it's kind of hard with all what happened nowadays, though.
Yeah. But it's sort of like everything sucks all the time.
Hug
Right?
a stranger.
Well, I'm sorry. Who are you?
Just trying to come up with good things that are actually bad too. Just go try to hug a stranger. You don't know how nice they could be.
Oh, hug a stranger.
Ah,
Well,
strangers.
we got to wrap it up, but like I want to talk about the lingering. When can people see it, and will that be like, are you going to release it locally and then go further, or is it like a stream release? I don't know how it works in like
you got a Steam deal. How's this working?
We are now in like our pre-production phase. So post-production.
Okay.
Post-production phases. So we are still polishing some stuff, debugging and stuff. There are some bugs that are very, very quite critical. So it's so hard. But I hope on early March it can be released. So
oh my God,
we are
that's
aiming
like 2
for
weeks. Are you?
Yeah, it's not just 2 weeks, it's like 2 days. No, like
go to bed.
I hope. Yeah, so with this series we are trying to like have we are trying to push ourselves to like releasing in short production cycles. So that's why we are having like a smaller scope and stuff like that. So we hope like in early March it has been released, and it's immediately released in globally through Steam. So we just publish it on Steam.
And then is it the same thing where you're going to do multiple chapters that will come out sequentially?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But the difference is like in Pamali, it's like more like DLC, but for now it's like just standalone games of every single one.
Okay. Well, do me a favor and look up Telltale Games, because I don't know what the difference is. It just
Oh,
seems like you should.
Wait, no, I
Yeah,
understand your confusion.
Oh,
but
what?
you see, basically in Pamali, you have this file. They're like, we have a report about this particular event. For instance, the Kuntilanak. And then you explore that particular case, and that's one chapter. But the other story, for instance, the Pochong one, is technically unrelated. There's, aside from this one guy that is sort of writing about this story and making a book, there's no really any correlation. So Telltale Games basically instead is basically a unique story, like a movie, and you have chapter 1, chapter 2, and so on.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I don't really get it. Yeah, it's not sequential and it's not related to each other, but there are Easter eggs that can lead you to other stories. But it's basically
Got it.
like 4 different stories.
Okay,
that-
okay. So yeah,
can
it is
be
kind of
played
like
separately.
a DLC or like a sequel or
Mm.
something.
Yeah, there is
Yeah,
a
it's nice.
frame, and there is a frame, and then the other story is painting.
So the lingering last customer, find it on Steam early March. I mean,
I hope. Fingers crossed.
yeah, fingers crossed. And
crossed, oh my God.
follow Mira wherever you can find her. You got an Instagram and all that stuff.
Yeah, I do have an Instagram. It's MMD Mira.
Yeah, I'll
At
post a
NMD
link
Mira.
in the description.
We'll do a link. And I'm just like dreading trying to pronounce your name again, but I do want to thank you for taking your time and doing
Oh,
this.
thank you for you guys too. It's so fun, and you guys are so nice.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
You're
so
nice.
nice.
No, you're nice.
Oh, you're nice. And this is like a very fun experience. This is my first time, and it's a very, very awesome experience. So it's going to be like a very good standard for like if I
Yes.
got next.
Oh, great.
It's
So
like-
now
Very-
you never
very
have to be
much
nervous
see.
about another podcast again because you've got it down and it's fine. And English speaking Americans are nice people. It's fine. I don't know if
Thank
that
you,
was why you were nervous, but all right. So narrative director, I'm gonna try it again. Nima di Mira Wardhandingsih.
Yay.
Did I
A
get
for
it?
effort. No.
A for
No,
effort.
no,
A
okay.
for
What I
effort.
didn't see.
Give me a
Wardhandingsih.
participation trophy. Wardhandingsih. Fuck. I'm not trying to be funny.
Wardhandingsih. There's no K.
Wardhandingsih. Oh shit, you're right. Wardhandingsih. Wardhandingsih.
Ah, that's
You're gonna
right.
put the K in there every time.
She did that. She did that to me.
I did
No,
not.
no,
I did
I
not.
swear to God. I swear to God. Yes, she did.
She
Shut up.
didn't.
Yes, she
She
did.
did.
She said K.
I was here. No.
She pronounced it. Yeah, but you speak
Now
her
I
native
hear it.
language. I don't speak that.
Follow Pamali on Instagram. There's also Storytale, which is the developer and publisher. That's it. I'm gonna put the link in the Discord, so don't worry. But Storytale and Pamali.
All right,
Steve.
Willie.
Thank you so
anything?
much, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, Willie Bad Movies. I'm making fake
Terima
movie
kasih,
posters
Mira.
every week.
Can you just thank Mira in your language? Just tell her I'm really thankful that I'm trying to come up with some words that would be
I did.
hard for you to translate. You know, like
Oh, no, don't do that.
Like I enjoyed your company as much as a Coca-Cola.
Translate that. I don't even know how to translate that into my native language. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Well, thanks again, and good luck with the new game, and get some sleep.
Thank you.
And good luck.
It's 11
It's
in the
morning.
morning, by the way.
Yeah.
It's
It's
Yeah.
11 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
now
morning
12.
here.
Oh, so
Yeah, it's-
you're good. Oh, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Well, get
Yeah.
to work. What are you doing?
I'm
Why don't you
working
work?
now. It's in the office. I'm
You're in the
office.
office? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like
Cannot
a
do that.
normal office. Why don't you
Yeah,
put
it's like
something
normal.
up? How long you been in that office?
1 year, 1.5 years.
A whole year you haven't put anything on the walls?
We are not allowed that. The walls will get dirty. We don't want that.
Okay. Yeah, you can't get the walls dirty. What would happen if the walls got dirty? All right. Well, thanks again. And thank you everyone for listening. Remember, go to patreon.com/reallifesci-fi for bonus episodes. And we are going to continue the conversation in one of those bonus episodes. Mary, are you going to stick around? Or you got to get back to work.
I'm going to get back to work.
All right.
I'm going to eat my lunch.
Okay.
Go eat your lunch. And,
Sampai jumpa.
Sampai jumpa, Nalut. Terima kasih ya.
Sama-sama.
Ditto for me and Willie. all that stuff. All right, we'll see you next time. Remember, everything just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.